Welcome back and thank you for joining us. Now we're moving straight ahead to our interactive segment where your voice matters. It's time for you to call in and share your thoughts on the topic we'll be discussing this morning. And today we'll be looking at a topic that has left parents, teachers and communities across Nigeria deeply concerned, which is school safety. Just yesterday, gunmen attacked the government girls' comprehensive senior secondary school in Maga, Kebbi State, abducting 25 female students and tragically killing the school's vice principal, Hassan Makoko. A security guard was also injured during the attack. Now, unfortunately, this is not an isolated incident. Mass abductions of school children have been a recurring challenge in Nigeria, particularly in the northern states, with hundreds of students kidnapped over the past decade. Now, from the tragic Chibok abduction in 2014, where 276 schoolgirls were taken, to repeated attacks in Zamfara, Katsina, and Niger states. Now, these incidents have raised urgent questions about the safety of schools and the effectiveness of security arrangements. As the country continues to grapple with these crises, the key question today is how secure are the schools in your area? We want to hear from you this morning, parents, teachers, students, and community members, on the measures being taken to protect our children and what more needs to be done to prevent such attacks. The phone lines are now open and the numbers are displayed on your screen. Do well to call us in and send us a WhatsApp message. How secure are the schools in your area when you go to drop off your children in school and when you go to pick them up? Do you see heavy security presence in making sure that these children are safe? We'd love to hear from you this morning. Do well to pick up your phone. Hauwa, what are your thoughts when it comes to school security in Nigeria, especially in northern Nigeria?
I was looking at, the incessant attacks on schools and looking at the numbers as well. When you look at it, it is something that is not supposed to happen at this point. From 2014 all the way to 2024, we've had over 1,700 school children that have been kidnapped from their schools. But
let's take our first caller. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, Maimuna. Good morning, Hauwa. Good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning, Ade.
I'm calling from London.
Thank you for calling in.
Ade. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
First of all, I want to recommend to Europe, UK, and America to give awards to Trust TV, International Recognition Award, because you deserve it. The way you are concerned about the citizens of Nigeria and what is going on in Nigeria. So those are really people in the diaspora. Please work towards it. I want awards, international awards for Trust TV. Okay, that's by the way. Now, when you say secure school, school is relatively secure in the southern part of the country, especially in southwest. But what happened yesterday or 2 days ago, it's a very sad event. You see? And I never dreamed this thing, like I told my friend in Kano, when I was talking to him, I never dreamed that this thing can happen in the north. In 1980, let me tell you what happened in Kano. It was strange to everybody that such thing can happen. I saw them probably everywhere. I was right inside the city there, inside city. And I was told to stay at home, that it has been, I thought it just something one-off. I never dreamed it would come to this level, that we will be killing each other like this. And to make everything worse, they know them, they know their family, these bandits parents, among the town. They know their father, they know their mother. I watched a program where the father of one is in the market. But the son has repented now. The father was there interviewed. So they know their parents. Why are they doing this to themselves? I don't understand. And I blame some scholars in the north that they can't fight Buni when Buni was supporting this to that defending them. And look at it now. They should say Buni to go and rescue this kid because since he's contact with bandits, they have their number. You should go, because how can you send your daughter to school and come back pregnant? Unknown father. I mean, this will discourage you from going to school. And you can imagine the agony the mother would be now. No parents. The mother will feel it more than the father. Father can marry anybody again. But the mother who carries pregnancy, it's very painful. And the whole world is watching. And see what is going on. The brigadier was killed. We saw it online. And all these things is not, the military should be serious. And they should bury the visitor of sending soldiers to go and guide the legal plot. And the retired chief of staff are defending that. It's a national issue. What is he going to call this one now? So our military should wake up. If they can't do it, let them tell America to come and help them. What government the government is a missile forest. They see all these terrorists, they panic, and they clear them. You see? Because it is sad. The whole world is watching. It's a disgrace. The first school, and nobody come to this small children, and they keep killing vice principal. Life is life. I'm not happy about this. It's a sad news. But my prayer now is that for God to rescue these children before they start doing them and impregnating them. They are supposed to carry helicopter and be raving all the forest now. And they should engage. We need to go and talk to them and release these children. That's Nigeria. Good morning.
Good morning, Nadia, and thank you for calling in. Please go ahead.
You know, looking at the aerial view that was just, displayed, you would see that the school, you would think that the school would be far away from, residential areas and the town as well, but it's quite close. And that would make you understand that they don't fear anything, and they don't care if it is even in close quarters with where people are. It does not matter where it is situated. It doesn't matter if it's far or close by. But the biggest question is, why isn't the federal government learning from previous incidents? Why isn't the federal government making sure that there mechanism in place to make sure that school children are safe? These children are vulnerable. These children are minors. They're supposed to have the utmost care and protection from, aside their parents, the government as well. They're in a government secondary school.
Absolutely.
At this point, it is entirely the responsibility of the government to make sure that, aside from them getting proper education, they are secure as well in their environment, feel comfortable and protected in making sure that they do study the way they're supposed to.
Now, talking about past attacks that has happened, as we all know, in 2021, bandits kidnapped 317 girls in Zamfara. And that same month, there was an attack on the Government Science College in Kagara, that's in Niger State, and 27 students were abducted. And in 2020, we had 303 boys, that is in Kankara, Katsina State, abducted. And of course, in 2018, we had 110 students were taken from the Dachi school.
This list
Absolutely.
of students,
and now for each
of
time,
children being abducted.
Yes, Hauwa, for each time we talk about, attacks on schools, we can never forget the Chibok girls, where over 200 schoolgirls were taken away. Are we going to keep, having this records year in, year out? And just like I was asking during, when we opened the show, how did we get here? For how long are we going to continue this? Education, to start with, in Nigeria, we're even having issues with education. Our schools are not properly, in a right and better conducive environment for those children to learn. And then those children are still, thriving to go through this. And then they go to school and they are still not safe. How did we get to this point?
And you can only wonder what they would go through after being abducted.
Absolutely.
We've seen what happened to the Chibok girls. We've seen what happened to, other subsequent abductions that have happened to schoolgirls especially. And that is quite scary.
It is scary.
For someone to go through that, and knowing that maybe it's
honestly, Hauwa, I feel your pain. I feel what you're feeling. You asked me this morning, why am I not smiling? There is nothing to smile about when nobody is safe. Apart from schools, you would leave your home in the morning. And that is why for each time Nigerians will say we're at the mercy of God, because, for each time you leave your house, you pray you live in peace and come back safely. Now back to this incessant bandit attacks on schools. If you look at northern Nigeria, which you would agree with me that northern Nigeria, to start with, there are issues when it comes to allowing a girl child to go to school. Education. And then when parents now, have this how do I put it, a sanitization that education is the bedrock in which those children need to have a brighter and better future, and then they decide to release their children to school. And still yet there is nothing to, hold the government accountable to be sure that those children will go to school peacefully and come back home peacefully. I would keep asking this question. At what point did we get here? Is it that the past incidents that we had, the government did not, get a better way in resolving the insecurity issues and learning from them? For how long are we going to keep
not just at the top of the priority at this point?
How can it not be at the top of the priority,
Hauwa? Let us not
Hauwa?
forget that not only the children or the students of those schools suffer through that, staff as well lose their lives. They have families as well. They're there making sure that they educate these students. They're there for a reason. But then when you lose your life while trying to be at an environment that you're going to educate a child, that's quite devastating.
It is devastating. We have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Tony, calling from Benue State.
Thank you for calling in this morning.
Thank you for
Go
calling
ahead.
in.
Thank you. Well, as for us in our area, schools are not being attacked yet. But all is not good because by the time we started hearing about killing in Abuja and all these things in the church, we never knew in Benue State that it will later came down to us. So this thing is just like a kerosene. When you drop it on the ground, it will be splitting. That is how insecurity is. You are asking how do we get here? And my answer to our question is that how we get here is that in any society where there is no truth, negative things will surround that society. Our leaders are not sincere. Because if they are sincere to deal with this kind of situation, it's very simple. Who are the sponsors of all these evil? Where their resources is coming from? Because you see all these bandits in the bush, they have a sophisticated weapon, which Nigeria are not producing. It's coming from outside. Where are the customs? They claim to us that from our North Nigerian, where are the immigration that permit those people to? There is a lot of questions. And the answer to it is that we are not sincere to ourselves. And that is why we are facing all these consequences. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you
morning.
very much
Thank
for
you for
that.
calling in this morning. A very good question. To what end? How did we get here? I mean, are we moving forward as a country? Because for each time, on my way coming to work, in my mind, I was like, for every morning you wake up in this country is one bad news or the other. At what point are we going to sit down and have a good talk about how, insecurity is being defeated in this country and how schools are safe and what have you. But then we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning. My name is Ricky Joshua.
Thank you for calling in.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Where are you calling from?
Can I go on, please?
Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Abuja, please.
All
Thank you
right,
for calling.
go ahead.
Go
with your
ahead.
thoughts.
You see, my sisters, Nigeria is a very funny country. In fact, God forgive all of us. We are culpable and culprits in this same security situation. How can something happen on and on and on, and then we refuse to take measures to prevent this from happening? How can that school be isolated in such area that is exposed? If you watch on Google Map, you see that the school is not even within the community. And then you don't put security to guide those children. It's very unfortunate. Sincerely speaking, it is unfortunate. God will have mercy on all of us, all of us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that. Maimuna, looking at this particular issue, you ask yourself, just of recent, new CSOs were appointed. what is going on. We just saw in a story that you read earlier the amount of people that have been kidnapped, the amount of people that have been killed, and now these school children and their vice principal that have been killed. So what is going on? Is it that they're just figureheads, you know, that are just there without doing anything? What are the actions that are being taken? At least we're supposed to see some change, a reduction in these rising attacks that's going on as well.
No, well, that's why I keep asking what is going on, but then we have another caller on the line.
Hello, good morning, Shatima. We have Shatima Yakodima calling from Maiduguri. Good morning.
Good morning, Hauwa. Good morning, Maimuna. Good morning, Trust Baby. Good morning, Nigeria. This is Shatima Yakodima calling from Maiduguri.
Good morning, Shatima.
And for 2 days, I didn't hear about my elder brother and my in-law from Gombe, Abashe. I hope he's doing well with his family. About the issue, honestly speaking, my brother from Abuja that dropped the phone just now have concluded everything. Because honestly speaking, Nigerian government is doing politics with this security matter. Why did I say so? As the observation of my brother is quite online. How can you leave school in isolated place? Like here now in Borno State, what our professor did is he have concentrated and he have relocated all the schools within Maiduguri. They have been here in Maiduguri. Like government girls, Federal Government Girls College, Monguno was here in Maiduguri. And some schools of Baga were here in Maiduguri. Relocate them to the city where security is adequate. That will solve the matter. But you leave school in isolated place. As my brother from Abuja made that observation, it's a very brilliant observation. Look at the map. Look at where the school is located. It's in a remote area where security was not even provided. It's a high time now we wake up. We should know that Nigeria of today is not a Nigeria of those days. I know the school that I attended was in a remote, it was in bush. How we don't have even a fence as then. That is, I'm talking about government secondary school Kukawa, where we're in a bush. Between town and the school was a very, very far. And then the security was intact. Nothing happened to anyone. But nowadays, as far as we are facing the challenge of security, we have to relocate our school to the main city, pending when the security will improve. And we are calling our politicians to fear Almighty Allah. You should stop playing, rolling government and playing with security. Security is a very vital issue. No, even the governments cannot roll government very well without security. Security is very, very important. All these problems that we are facing is lack of security. This issue of things have gone up, even though removal of subsidy contributed, also security issue contributed. Food commodity have been going high and high. We thank God. Recently we have been seeing some kind of improvement. But security is very, very vital. No, now all citizens are in panic. Nobody was killed. We know, but government have to do they have to take all reasonable steps to improve the security. They have to relocate the schools. As here in Maiduguri, we have a civilian JTF. We are hoping and praying all the states to establish that that body, so that we can improve our security. These hunters, they are very, very important. Let them call to order, organize them, give them a chicken change. That cash that you are dashing to your political talks, turn that money, give to hunters so that they should contribute to our security. But we cannot continue that way. It's very, very unfortunate. We are playing with people's lives. We don't take measures on our security. We are hope and we are praying for Almighty Allah to restore our security back. Thank you so much and have a nice day.
Maimuna, there are lots of questions to be asked at this point. First off, why is it that these cases of insecurity keep on persisting? Second off, what is the point of having chief security officers those are the people that are responsible in making sure that, security in Nigeria is airtight. Secondly, why is it that insecurity is not the topmost priority to the government at this point, where a lot of people are being killed, a lot of people are being kidnapped, a lot of people are losing money from paying ransoms, and a lot of people are being displaced? And aside from that, what needs to be done at this point? Is it that our attention is diverted to other things? Is this not the utmost priority in making sure that Nigeria comes back to the right track?
I'll come back to answering that question if I really can. But then we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you very much. Beautiful morning, Kiyawa, Bagudu. Good morning. You are also calling from Lagos.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Let me quickly appreciate the Trust TV for giving us this ample opportunity to spread our mind related to our nation. Thank you very much once again. And then a very critical topic. Bagudu, you will agree with me. Most of our schools were protected by the Almighty Creator. You will agree with me. You are passing by the way, you will see open field at a school without any fencing. And even if there is fencing, you go in there, you will see an old man, maybe around 70, 60, 80 as a security guard. So you see, you ask yourself, what is wrong with the system? So believe in me, we are protected by the Almighty Creator who gives us life and hope, not by the authorities. And I strongly believe if we really mean to well at this point in time where we are crying of out of school children in each and every state, and then there is no any encouragement for securing our children while going to school. I think it's better for our policy makers, maybe possibly at least to have what we feel as home education or homeschooling. If really they cannot secure the kids, the pupils in their schools. Sometimes you ask yourself, what is the cardinal objective of each and every government? It's to protect life and property. Just of recent, about a week ago, we had one of a spokesperson from the Mr. President was even beaten his chest, telling the world that there is no mass adoption now, school, blah, blah, all this and that. So look at it today. Look at what's happening in Chile. So honestly speaking, I think it's not encouraging. So if really they cannot handle the situation, it's better for the policymakers to establish and regulate homeschooling or home education, because it happens in the world. Australia, Canada, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, South Africa, New Zealand, Kenya, and so on and so forth. They were practicing home education and they are doing pretty well. So if we cannot secure our places, it's better we establish that and regulate the educational system for betterment of this country. Because the backbone of development in each and every society has to do with education. If they were not educated, they will not be there as our leaders should be. If you are not educated, you will not be there on that field, at least reading the headline for the Nigerians to understand what is going on in the nation. So for how long shall we remain in this present predicament? After when the world is now into science and technology, innovation, and so on and so forth. We are into AI era. As of today, you are afraid to send your son to school. You are afraid to send your daughter to school. In those days, we are even pleading to our parents to send us to boarding school, not ordinary day school. Today, parents, we are not encouraged to send their kids into day school. So how long shall we remain in this present predicament? Like I always made mention, are we expecting the international community to come and reduce our nation? Who does that? I am appealing on our policy makers to do the needful, especially the judiciary, the legislature, the executive, and then also the educationists. Otherwise, things will escalate to the extent that we cannot handle it, which I don't pray for. Like I always made mention, we don't have any other country than Nigeria. And building a nation is a collective responsibility. Together with it. That's why I recommend, if really they cannot handle it, we should also establish a system of home education or homeschooling and regulate it so that at least we know that we are safe. Thank you very much. I remain SMB from Lagos and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, SMB.
Thank you very much for
calling in. All right, let's take some couple of WhatsApp messages that we have this morning. We have a message from Adamu Mohammed Usman, and he's sending it from Kafin Hausa in Jigawa State. And it says, good morning, our presenters. Good morning, everyone. Trust TV is doing well for bringing such topics or issue for discussion in order to hear people's opinions on how to tackle such menace. Thank you. Now, lack of safety or security has caused so many frightening and worrisome activities in our schools in the north, most especially. Government, most especially the law enforcement agencies and community leaders and associations should be cautioned, supportive, proactive, and vigilant. I want to use this opportunity to commend Jigawa State government for what it is doing in the state for the safety of school children, because it has recently employed about 10,000 able men to guard schools, and most of schools in the state are being fenced or the fencing construction are ongoing. These are some of the measures to address these issues. Thank you, Adamu Mohammed Usman from Kafin House, Jigawa State, for sending in your message.
All right, next up, we have a message from Nandi Beche Nogoja, and they said, good morning, Trust TV. The insecurity of students in schools in this country has been growing in leaps and bounds since the infamous Chibok girls episode more than a decade ago. It's so difficult to come to terms with this worrisome reality that has virtually become a part of existence in Nigeria, that the kidnapping of children from schools has kept going on and government has not made proper arrangements to halt the menace is a self-inflicted vote of no confidence by our leaders. Imagine this recent one happening and the vice president is away somewhere receiving defectors into his party. What kind of insensitivity could be worse than this? 2027 may consume this nation before the magic year finally comes. Thank you very much, Nandi Bete, for that.
All right, we have Abasinkong on the line. Good morning, Abasinkong. Thank you for calling in this morning.
Good morning, Trust TV. Abasekon calling from Good
Good morning, Abasekon.
Sincerely speaking, sometimes I shed tears for this country. I cry. Why am I saying this? But before I continue, I sincerely want to appreciate three people that have spoken my heart. One is from Enugu State, one is from Benue State, and one is from Borno State. My in-law, Shetima. I want to really, sometimes when they call, I don't feel like calling back. Because I feel I'm repeating all what they have said. But I want to thank Trust TV for documenting Nigerian story, for documenting Nigerian history. All these documentations you are doing, God is going to pay Trust TV in multiple folds, because you people are really doing what it is needed of media houses to do. I want to really appreciate Trust TV. Yes, going to the topic of today, very wonderful topic, very sweet topic. America, there was a breakdown of intelligence. 9/11, what happened? The police, they had the CIA, they had intelligence. Their FBI, they had intelligence. Their military, or as they call it now, the War Department, they had intelligence. But this one was trying to show that he's so important. And that was how they were able to bomb America. But now they have all come together in synergy. That is what is lacking in this country. Severally, I have picked up an opinion that I have what it takes to put security in this country. I want to make it clear here that there is somebody they call Gani Adam. He was the OPC in Lagos. Then they were troubling. I was the person that gave information. How did I get the information? I will not say it on air. I was the person that got the information that he was apprehended. There are several intelligence, undercover intelligence that I did. A lot of people were arrested. I'm not saying the federal government should give me money, but I will give them clue how to go about uncovering some of these things. We have a DSS or what do they call them? SSS that are not functioning. How can we have a department that is, their primary duty is to search for information and they are investigating? It is wrong. It is wrong. Look at Israel. They have the best undercover intelligence in the whole world. Then the next country is where? It's Russia. You cannot play with Russia. Russia have been able to annex important information from America. And America, they don't know how Russia normally gets it. They microwave their what do they call? Their intelligence. All the military equipment Americans are having, Russia have been able to do what? To capture it. But what am I trying to say? Our intelligence has failed us. This is not the duty of the army or the armed forces. The police and the DSS have failed. The customs have failed. The immigration have failed us. We have a very porous landmass. We have how many local governments in Nigeria? 774. And when you go to Maiduguri now, you will see there are people enter from every corner. From Gamborungala, you see people enter. From Chibok, from Goza, you will see people, my sister, go to Lagos. From Cotonou, you have more than 2,000 places people can enter Nigeria. Go to Yola, go to, how do they call it, Cross River, go to Benue. So until our immigration, they refuse to work in big areas and then go to the border post inside Amlet to fortify those places. Our customs, you see that. May God help this country. May God help us. We have all failed Nigeria, including myself. We have all failed Nigeria until we rise up and take the bull by the horn. How did we get it wrong? That is the question I constantly ask on this TV. How did we get it wrong? It is because of our greed, self-centered, religiousness. We claim to be religious, and zero we are. We don't love God. We will be swearing with Quran, swearing with the Bible, and deep inside us, we are robbers. We are thieves. God bless trust people. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you very much,
for calling in. When it comes to the security matter, two things baffles me because of recently we have seen some state governors having, peace talks with these bandits and trying to find a resolution as to how these attacks can be stopped. Is that the in thing? Should we be having conversations with bandits on how to stop this insecurity?
You do not negotiate with terrorists.
You don't negotiate with terrorists.
That gives them a leeway. That gives them comfort to continue what they're doing. Isn't it the same thing that's going on at this point in Nigeria due to the fact that these peace talks are happening with communities in Katsina, and they have bordering towns with Kano.
Absolutely.
They feel comfortable to expand the vicinity that they operate, and now it's seeping all the way into Kano State and seeping all the way to other states as well. We have Kogi and Niger and all the other states that have been affected with this
another thing
insecurity.
that baffles me is that there's an allegation by bandits saying that the federal government, when the government were the ones that asked them to take up these arms, and why are they telling them to stop this? This is a huge allegation, and up till now the federal government has not come out to debunk that allegation or say something concerning it. These are things that when you look at it, it's like it's brewing the insecurity issues that we have
somewhere that is gaining
in
and benefiting from all this insecurity,
what
and people
is the
are
benefit?
Dying, losing their lives, losing family
So
members, as well as their livelihoods.
It is something that the government needs to take as an utmost priority to make sure that the insecurity issues in this country should stop. It is a lot. We don't even need to. It should stop. Because people cannot keep losing their lives on a daily basis. Absolutely. Families cannot go to bed and there's this fear of not waking up safely the next morning. But then that is all we have for you on our interactive segment. To everyone who called in to share their thoughts and also sent in their WhatsApp messages, thank you for sticking to the show. We'll take a short breather now, and when we come back, we'll dive into our discussion segment where we'll be looking at national security. We'll be analyzing the rising attacks and killings. Our guest is on standby. We'll be back shortly.